Loneliness in your 20s is inevitable. It's something that you can't avoid, and every single adult that I know has experienced it. If I'm being honest, your 20s are brutal. It's a period of time where you feel like that you should have it all figured out, but 95% of the time, your life will be very chaotic. In your 20s is where you get tested the most. In friendships, in relationships, in your personal career path. It is a constant trial and error of what will work for your life and what won't. And that's exhausting. Most people are excited to turn 20 because you don't have to answer to your parents anymore. You can finally do what you want and start creating a life for yourself. But what also comes with your 20s is real life. You trying to figure out what your future looks like in every aspect of your life, and that's not an easy thing to do. Not many people talk about how so many people in their 20s feel so disconnected and isolated from the world, but it's more common than you think. And if you're feeling like that, I'm here to tell you that you are not alone. Today I'm going to talk about the things that you can do to get out of the cycle of always feeling lonely. Hi, my name is Mahogany, and I make content on real life issues that we all have or will experience and how to become the best version of yourself. If you need a space to feel seen or enjoy discussions about leveling up, hit the subscribe button and welcome. I am so excited to have you. Loneliness in general is torture. Loneliness in your 20s takes that to a whole other level. Society will make us think that your 20s are meant for you to thrive. To shows we watch, to books we read, to the movies we see. Your 20s are made to seem like it's a magical place that doesn't really exist. And then social media doesn't make it any better. You get on social media and everybody is experiencing this and achieving this and has this going on. And it can cause you to feel like, where did you go wrong in life? Where did you mess up? How come you're the only person that's behind? But when you start to compare yourself to other people and the things that they have going on, sit down and ask yourself, what is it that you want in your life for yourself? What in life do you want to accomplish? What in life do you want to have? What in life do you truly want that you currently don't have? So for example, when I was 24 going to 25, I was really small. And a goal of mine was to gain muscle. I wanted to get in the gym and be a gym girl and work out consistently, eat healthy, the whole nine. Wanted to do it all. So what I did was I got a trainer because I knew nothing about the gym, and we would work out Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 a.m. to 7, 2 days a week. That's all it took. So whatever your goal is, it doesn't have to be the gym, it could be anything. Figure out something that you want to achieve in your life, but you haven't started yet, and start making the strides to achieve that. So for example, I will work out twice a week. You don't have to dive all the way in to the point you're working on this goal every single day, but definitely make some type of stride to try to achieve that goal. So what ended up happening as I was consistently going to the gym, consistently working out, I started to see the results. I started to see progress, and I was very proud of myself. And because I was so caught up in my own life and improving myself, and the version of me that I wanted was becoming my reality, oh, you couldn't tell me anything. The loneliness that I was feeling started to feel less suffocating because my time, my effort, my energy, my attention was going towards me becoming that newer version of myself. Now, my goal may not be your goal. Your goal may be something completely different, and that's okay. This will work towards anything. When you start to focus more on improving yourself and less on the noise around you and whatever else you got going on, naturally you are going to feel less lonely because you're so focused on your own life. Another thing that comes with having a personal goal and making strides to achieve it is you are going to meet other people that have the same interests as you. I cannot tell you how many gym friends or friends that I met in a gym setting. It could be a Pilates class, it could be at the gym, it could be at a solid core class. How many people that I have talked to or people that became my friends solely based off of that. You will grow community in whatever you're trying to achieve, and it makes it so much easier because you guys have a shared interest. You're not being thrown up to the wolves and someone telling you to go figure it out. It is so easy to create community when you have a shared interest with someone. So that is a very helpful thing that you can do when you are trying to escape loneliness. Set a goal and make strides to achieve that goal. Not only will you be checking off the box to self-improvement, getting closer to the person you want to be, it's also easier or more likely that you will make community with the people who have the same interests as you. So going back to relationships and you forming relationships and people that have the same interests as you, you are also going to have to put yourself out there. Relationships and communities will not come to you by you sitting in your house. Although it would be nice, if you know of anything like that, please drop it in my comments. But in order for you to make meaningful, long-lasting connections and community, you are going to have to put yourself out there. Putting yourself out there isn't the most comfortable thing for most people, but neither is being lonely. Go out Ask people questions, get to know people, start conversations. But with that, get comfortable with knowing that every single conversation you have, every single connection you try to make will not lead you to a best friend, will not lead you to a partner, will not lead you to maybe a community. But know that every attempt that you make will get you that much closer to a connection and will have you feeling more comfortable with putting yourself out there. The more you put yourself out there, the more likely you are to make a real connection. There are times that I go up to women because I like their shoes or maybe their set. I'll go up to them and tell them I like their set. Some of them are very receptive. We have a conversation, we start following each other on Instagram, we become friends, we hang out a few times. Other times it's a simple thank you and then we both continue our workout. That discouraged me from going up to someone else, letting them know that I like their set or shoes. No. Every time I put myself out there, I'm not looking to make a connection, but it makes it so much easier for me to build connections and community the more that I'm talking to people. And as I start doing it more often, I don't feel offended by people saying thank you and going about their day. When you put yourself out there, be confident in who you are. Don't try to tailor yourself to fit into a certain group or a space, because there's a space that exists for you to show up exactly how you are. Being lonely is tough. But pretending to be someone you aren't just to avoid not being lonely is tougher, and eventually will lead you to feel lonely again. Putting yourself out there is another useful hack that you can use to escape loneliness. But just remember to be confident in who you are. Don't go into every single conversation thinking it's going to be a long-lasting connection, and never tailor yourself to a space that's not authentic to you. Healing your loneliness also takes a lot of internal work. Not everything is an external factor that'll help heal or help make you feel less lonely. I know people who have the friendships, who are in relationships, who have the career that they're happy with, but they are still feeling lonely. And it's because they need to heal internally in order for them to take the steps to actually start moving forward. Really sit down and get to know yourself. And I know you're probably thinking, like, I've been lonely for so long, girl, I know myself. Sit down and figure out why you're feeling certain emotions. Allow yourself to experience the feelings that come your way. Because most of the time we try to fight it. You try to distract yourself. But what happens when you feel those emotions and you allow yourself to process the emotions and the emotions move on? You're able to get a better understanding as to why you're feeling these emotions in the first place. It can come from childhood trauma, things that you've experienced in your adult life, things that you have projected onto yourself that's not true, and work towards healing it. Because although no one wants to experience loneliness, being alone is necessary. You also need to be okay with being alone. There is a big difference between being lonely and being alone. You need to be able to enjoy your own company. You need to be able to sit with your own thoughts. You need to be able to sit with your own emotions. Because if you're not okay with that, no matter how many people you have around you, you will always feel lonely. And when you sit down and you're feeling your emotions, you need to also ask yourself, what do you need for a connection to feel special to you? What do you need for you to be able to extend yourself for a connection? And vice versa. Ask yourself, what can you provide to a connection? What can you give somebody else? Because connections work two ways. It's not a one-way street. It's give or take with any connection. When you're able to identify what you need for a connection and what you're able to give in order for you to maintain that connection, it makes it so much easier for you to find community and find friends and find partners and people that are able to align with the things and the goals that you have. Getting to know yourself on a deeper level is a very meaningful skill in order for you to escape your loneliness. Learn to feel your emotions, learn to process your emotions, understand what you need in order to maintain healthy relationships, and also understand what you can give in order to maintain healthy relationships. You are in control of your own life. What you accept, who and what you let in, and at any given moment, you can change that. You can wake up tomorrow and realize that you no longer want to feel lonely and get up and make the change. You are only stuck in the loop of loneliness if that's where you decide you want to be. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe so you can be notified when my next one drops. Comment your favorite part about this video or things that you've done to escape your loneliness, because you never know who your words will impact. On that note, I'm signing out. Thanks again. Bye.